The man in front of you is 77-year-old Karl Manke. Karl runs a barbershop in Owasso, Michigan, and he's been cutting hair for nearly 60 years. That is, until Michigan governor and her recent stay-at-home orders that she's foisted upon the masses. Let's see what Karl has to say about the governor's stay-at-home orders.
She can get tough all day long, you know. I'll get back up again. I'm 77 years old. I got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and she's not my mother. I could care less.
The battle over a mid-Michigan barbershop rages on tonight. A 77-year-old barber in the small town of Owasso continues to operate, defying the governor's executive orders.
Almost every single creature on the face of this earth has the same instinct. When they're backed in a corner, they must find their own way out, regardless of the circumstances. That's exactly what Karl did last week when he reopened his barbershop. That is, until Michigan governor took away and suspended his business license, along with getting 2 citations from the police department and a health protection order stating that he must close his barbershop or he would be forcibly shut down. Now, the good news is Karl is old and he's wise and he's a little rough around the edges, but you know what? He's got one heck of a backbone, and he stood up against the governor, and it sucks he had to get a lawyer, but he did get a lawyer, and he's going to fight this thing, and the lawyer stated that he would help Karl fight all the way through Supreme Court.
The courts are going to be deciding these things. Are these executive orders legal or not? It's our position they are not.
David Coleman, Karl Manke's attorney, saying in a Monday press conference that his law firm will back Manke all the way up to the Supreme Court if they have to.
Certain businesses are favored, they can open. Other businesses are unfavored, they stay shut. And their businesses get destroyed. That's what we're fighting in this case.
On Monday, his sign is still flashing, and Manke is still up and running.
I had to get back to work. I feel that it's my right to work.
An emotional Manke overwhelmed by the crowd.
I cannot believe the support that I've got.
With the American population being enslaved enough as it is, through taxes, fees, fines, licensing, and we're basically being monitored constantly, there's more laws now than there ever was before, and 90 to 95% of those laws diametrically oppose the Constitution itself. We've lost freedoms, and we've lost moral values over the years. Just when will enough be enough? Amongst all I just cited, Americans still work and still pay for governments daily. If a government can't better anything in over 100 years, it's time to stop trying. Karl Manke is doing what real Americans do. Now I want you guys to hear a little piece of what Governor Whitmer has to say about her own executive orders.
But I expect people to follow the law. These executive orders are not a suggestion. They're not optional. They're not helpful hints. This is an order to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Despite the backlash,
I'm going to stay home until Jesus comes.
Amen.
the Attorney General's office did send us a statement saying even though the judge denied the request to shut Manke's business down, they are trying to request a hearing on the matter as soon as possible.
Today, the barber got a big win. A judge ruled in his favor, allowing him to stay open after the Attorney General tried to shut him down.
Even though the Attorney General denied the state's request to shut down Manke's barbershop, they've given him until May 22nd to file something in court. So that means a brief win for now, but this thing is not even close to being over with.
I just want to know about the health protection order today. What is that? What does that mean? What did they tell you?
I really don't know what it means in a sense. They delivered that. I'm going to have my attorneys look it over. You know, I'm not an attorney, so for me to make some type of a judgment on it, I don't have a clue what it is. All I know, I know how to cut hair and I know how to write stories, but that's out of my lane, so I'll let those people handle all that.
What was your reaction when you saw the state police?
That's fine. I don't care. I mean, most of them are probably younger than my kids, so, it I'm too old. You know, I don't care about all this stuff, this nonsense. All I want to do is work. You know, if they want to play their political games, I guess maybe that's what they want to do. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have any animosity towards the governor or towards the attorney general. You know, whatever they feel they have to do. I know that, you know, an awful lot of this stuff is politically driven. I mean, that's my assumption. And I don't think I'm too far off on this. You know, it's gotten down to where, you know, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you're going to do what I tell you to do. And well, she's not my mother, you know, not my mother at all. I send her all my love, and I'm sure her parents love her, you know, and I will send all my love to the Attorney General, and I'm sure her parents love her too, you know, but I don't have any animosity toward them. They're just doing what they do. It's just this kind of I've been through 14 presidents, 14 administrations. I was born under FDR. But this is the first time I've ever seen anything, you know, like this. You know, so I lead my life pretty much, you know, the way I always have. You know, I'm an American citizen. I took government in high school. I know pretty much what we are as people here, a culture. I've worked in this business for over 59 years. You know, and I know human beings pretty well. You know, and to say that a haircut isn't essential. You know, you talk to a guy that drove up here from Livonia, you know, or drove up here, called me from Queens, wondering how he could get here to get a haircut. You know, this type of thing. For men, haircuts are essential. You know, that's a fact. You know, I've worked in this business long enough to know men. And for somebody in the government to decide what's essential and what isn't, you know, from that standpoint, it's pretty silly. And besides, you know, I don't see much difference between what I'm doing here and what they're doing in Kmart or Walmart or, you know, or Walgreens. Everybody's wearing a mask, you know, everybody's running around. You know, I've got spaces here in my chairs, and I've got hand sanitizers, and I've got a sanitizer over here with ultraviolet, and wearing a mask. And yeah, so, I mean, all these things I'm within the guidelines of. So I feel it's kind of a discriminatory thing, you know, to have me selected out, that I can't work, you know, after I built this business over a period of 60 years, you know, and I'm just not about to roll over on it. You know, I'm just not. I need the income. It's the way I make my living.
What do you think you mean to this community? What have the people around here said?
Listen, you're going to bring me to, you're going to choke me up here, so. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
Although throughout these tyrannical times, with this whole lockdown and everything, this has all made me proud to be an American, especially with wise and strong and powerful people like Karl Manke. And I'll finish with the words of Benjamin Franklin. He said, "We have a republic if you can keep it." And remember, guys, freedom will always be an uphill battle when there's oppressors on the other end of the aisle. Guys, before you go, make sure and like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And until then, guys, I will see you all in the next video.